Hello, everyone. This month is Advent. I mean, it's December, but we're in Advent time. And Advent is a time to prepare to receive Jesus at Christmas, to welcome him. Now, a little anecdote I've got for you that I recently heard is we sometimes think of Jesus as like we have a second-hand relationship with Jesus. Like, think of celebrities that you've met someone who's met a celebrity. You're like, what was he like? Tell me about him. And it's cool. Like, you hear about people secondhand. You're like, I think Devin Booker's a really nice guy because people who have met him say he's a really nice guy. And a lot of times we have a second-hand relationship with Jesus. Or some of us think of our elderly, grandparents who are so sweet. We love them so much. But grandma doesn't really know me, and I don't really know grandma that well. I love her, but there's like a distance. And that is sometimes our relationship with Jesus. We love him, we care for him, we feel loved by him, but he really doesn't, he's not really involved in my life, and I'm not really involved in his. Second-hand relationships with Jesus, they're not bad, but there's more available. What if this Advent you prepared yourself to have a direct relationship with Jesus, no longer through someone else vicariously, no longer at a safe distance, but allowed your heart to be vulnerable and enter into personal relationship with Jesus? Friends, as Catholics, the way we encounter Jesus most directly is what we call the Eucharist. What begins as Mass at Mass as just a little piece of bread, in the Mass is transformed in its substance to be, although it has the appearance of bread, it becomes truly Jesus. So we have a little thing called Adoration, where we put that little piece of bread into what we call a monstrance, which is literally the Latin for to show. It's the demonstrator. Here he is. He's not here. It's empty. But we put a consecrated host, Jesus, into this, what we call a monstrance. And this is what we refer to often when we say, when we speak of doing adoration. Adoration is a privileged place where we can come to the church and quiet ourselves and enter into a direct relationship. Love of that kind takes time. It takes time to get to know someone personally, like actually getting to know your grandma more directly or actually meeting a celebrity. So, because it's not like a normal part of a lot of Catholics' lives, we're bringing in a little speaker, a good friend of mine, who's a little bit more. So, if you think I'm energetic and goofy, this guy is 10 times more engaging, and he's 10 times smarter than I am. So he actually has intelligent things to say that are helpful. He's a good teacher. Father John Parks is who I'm talking about. He's the pastor of St. Teresa's. Father John Parks is coming to our cathedral December 6th. At 7 p.m. to talk to us about adoration, to share what adoration has meant to him, to help us understand, for those of us who have never experienced adoration, how do we start? And he's going to give us a little experience of adoration here in the church at the cathedral. So we're super pumped for this. I really encourage, especially even some of our school families. Some of you don't go to church here, you go to other churches. Well, here's a great event that we can all gather together as the SSJ community. To learn about how we might, this Advent, get to know Jesus more personally. May I also just say that Jesus, it's like, we're trying to get to know him. But the analogy of getting to know LeBron James or Devin Booker's, this famous person, Jesus, in his case, it's not like I have to just go find him. It'd be like discovering that Devin Booker actually knows me really well, and he's been trying to find me, trying to engage me. He's been gently trying to meet people who know me. I mean, that's a silly little analogy, but it's so much more real. Whatever that sentiment could mean to you is 10 times, 1,000 times, infinite more with Jesus, who's longing to have a personal, real, direct relationship with us. So I'm super pumped for adoration, for y'all to get to know more about that. And our goal is that here at St. Simon and Jude, we will have 24-hour access to adoration because it's what we believe. Here he is. Okay, so that's that. After all the masses, actually, this weekend, we're going to have our adoration team be available to answer questions about adoration. And again, they're looking for people to sign up to do an hour of adoration to get up to the 24 hours, 7 days a week by Ash Wednesday next year. Pretty pumped. Okay. So many other things I could say, but we're going to move on. I just want to mention that this Advent, one of the ways that we prepare our hearts for a direct relationship with Jesus is the sacrament of reconciliation, what is known as confession. Confessing our sins is a way that we vulnerably open up to Jesus in the sacrament. The sacraments are guaranteed encounters with Jesus, so whether it's through the priest, through the Eucharist, the sacrament is a guaranteed place where we're encountering Jesus. Confession is one of those privileged places where we encounter him in the context of sharing what we're most embarrassed of, where we've fallen, where we've distanced ourselves intentionally from him. So we have, Advent is a great time for confessions, and we normally have way more people than normal going to confession. So we've teamed up with St. Jerome's and St. Gregory's Parish to offer some extra confession times. So December 14th, St. Gregory's is hosting a big penance service. So at 6:30, we can all gather there. December 16th, there's going to be a penance service here at the Cathedral with at least 5 priests. So it's, again, we can handle a bigger crowd. December 16th, and it's going to be in the evening, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30. December 19th, St. Jerome's is hosting at 7. And there's going to be a lot of little tweaks in our confession schedule. So just keep an eye out for that. Those details here in this email, the flock note, or in the bulletin, or on our website. And last but not least, notice what the Christmas schedule is. Let's start making our Christmas plans today, because Christmas falls on a Sunday, which means that we can get to Christmas Eve Mass on Saturday evening. And there's 4 Mass times available for us. And that fulfills your Sunday obligation as well, because Sunday is Christmas. So, friends, so much greatness. I love Advent because Jesus wants a deeper relationship with all of us, and he's so good. All right, God bless you all. See you later.